It's the Geeky Waffle Podcast.
So who is for it right now? Who's on the
Me
team?
and Vanessa.
Wow. All right. Candace, you good?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I got notes, y'all. I got
You know that there's
Same.
going to be no winners in this, right? Like, it's just not, it's not.
No winners, just four really sad people.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, could we take it by story art?
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
I have it organized too. And also,
Oh, amazing.
I think I'm already gonna start the episode with this, guys, because there will be no winners. Are you guys ready to rumble?
Before we start, I love you all.
Yeah, let's say that I
feel
love
like
you
I'm a-
all.
I
I
feel-
respect you. But
feel
you're
like-
wrong.
I feel like I'm
Uh,
already about to cry because I know I'm going to get upset.
the only thing that is Love Actually is my love for you all.
Aw, very nice. Very
Chin
nice.
hands.
So we're talking about the 2003 movie, Love Actually, the super British movie. And it's one of those that you'll see on TV so much this time of year. And Bree and I were talking about how much we hate this movie.
Well, it's funny because I have to say, Vanessa Narzu, I was on your side at one point. I
Me
was
too.
on the side of I love
17
this
years
movie.
ago.
Yeah. I was like, I love this movie. I watched it every year and every Valentine's Day. Pretty much.
Mhm.
I watched it so much. And then as I started breaking it down, I was like, oh, this movie is awful.
It hasn't aged well.
I will
All right.
I will
Well-
admit that there are problems, but I do think that the whole, like, the movie is greater than the sum of its parts and the sum of its problems. Like,
Yeah, and I don't. Here's the thing. I aged well. Like 90% of everything has not aged well.
But
If
you know
you're-
what? But here's the thing, though. I don't think this ever was well. I
Oh,
just
come
was
on.
blind to
not
it.
go
All
that
right.
far.
This movie is so freaking sexist.
Okay, so
It's
insane.
like it's so many a lot of things. It's
yeah,
bad.
but okay, but here's the thing. Everything.
It's a
Okay,
bunch of
there's
white people,
what?
white men getting their way.
Okay, but hold on a second. So again, that's why I say that like 95% of things have not aged well because yes, of course, we've grown as a society, we've grown as people in some aspects. But we still have a long way to go. But what I'm saying is that obvious, like I'm, when you watch this as somebody who has watched it, for years or whatever, and you know, like that there are certain things that you're like, that's probably not a great thing. You're still you know that, and so you can take yourself away from it and still enjoy the other aspects of the movie without letting that just take over everything completely. I mean, this
Well said.
yes, because if that weren't the case, we wouldn't be watching any movie that we ever watched 10 years ago. I mean, not any, but
Muppet
you know what I mean?
Christmas Carol is perfection still.
Okay,
It is
come on
not
now.
perfect at all.
You're talking
Every
about
movie,
movies
every
made for
Muppet movie.
grown-ups that are not necessarily playing it safe. Those did not age well. Even
Okay.
some movies made for kids didn't age well, but in the case of like Muppet Christmas Carol, that aged fine. That was made for kids and it was played very, very safe. As much as I love it, but like movies made
Wait,
for
but
grown-ups
I
don't
don't
play it
think
that safe.
Love Actually didn't play it safe. They played it, I think,
Correct.
almost
They
too
didn't
safe.
play it safe, but that's her point, is that
Yeah, that's my point.
No,
They're
but
not playing
I
it safe.
think I don't see it as risky though. Like I feel like Love Actually, it's blinding people that it is like, oh, we're taking a risk on some of these people and showing.
no.
Okay, let me clarify.
No,
Let me clarify
no,
what I
no,
mean.
no.
When I say
Yeah,
they're
okay.
not playing it safe, I mean like anytime you make this kind of comedy, like a romantic comedy, a kind of raunchy comedy, anytime you do that and lean into what is funny in the year you're making it, you are taking a risk that 5, 10, 15, 17 years from now that this isn't going to land anymore. You're taking
Correct.
that is the risk you take in just embracing the comedy of the day. So yeah, when I say it doesn't age well, I mean a lot of the jokes, a lot of like sort of not interpersonal relationship. What am I thinking? Like the way
Power dynamic?
like gender dynamic, like things like that did not age well. I grant. But I think the core principle of the movie, like the love aspect of the movie, that part holds up.
Yes, like
Does
think of the way that it begins though, where they just start, it's like where it's literally just a celebration of love at like Heathrow Airport, where everybody is just, you know, hugging and like that's what it's supposed to represent. And that like the message, of course, like it, you know, sometimes it's hit or miss because there are a lot of different stories, but that's life. Like, because obviously not every single story in this thing is positive, but what it is that it's an exploration of love. Some of it is a little, you know, a little like more goofy than others, like obviously the dude who goes to America and like
Yeah.
That's not about love, Vanessa. That's about getting your dick wet.
No, I know
Yeah.
that, but that's what I'm saying is that some
He's
of it's
looking for that wop,
right,
guys.
but that's the thing. I'm not saying that is particularly love, but what I'm saying is that it's an exploration of a lot of stuff, and that was a comedic aspect of just the movie. But the other stories are just meant to like kind of like show you like little vignettes of love stories. Not every single one is perfect. Not every single one is perfect.
But
I'm gonna argue that none of these are good.
No, yeah, but what's great about this too, guys, is that like with the other movies that they tried to make that sort of imitated this formula, like Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, like all those other ones, most of those are largely about romantic love. And what I like about this one is it's not 100% romantic love. It's a lot of familial love between friends. So like, I know it's framed as like a romantic movie, but that's not the sole kind of love being talked about.
If it was just about friends being like comrades and having love for one another platonically, I would be a-okay with this movie as a whole. I think we need to start breaking it down more.
Yeah,
which story arc are we going to start with?
The Prime Minister and his tea lady.
Oh yeah, Natalie. All right.
Natalie. They keep saying she's fat.
Oh yeah, they call her plumpy.
No, but I mean,
I don't like that. I never liked that.
I don't like that, but that also is something that they call out because he's like, I don't know, like she's not.
Okay, like, but when Hugh Grant, Prime Minister, sees her and sees that she's attractive, he says, "Oh no, that's so inconvenient."
Well, yeah, because she's his assistant.
Yeah,
he knows it's inappropriate.
He knows it's inappropriate, and that's why it's an issue. Is that he's just like, oh crap, she's really, really pretty. Like, honestly, I've had that thought at
that's
work
on
before.
Him though.
What?
Like, it's not inconvenient. That's a you issue. Hugh Grant's
that's
character.
inconvenient.
Yes,
for
it is.
him.
Yes, it's inconvenient because now he has to figure out a way to not do anything. Yeah,
and he doesn't do anything short of almost start an international incident out of jealousy. But he doesn't do anything to her.
Okay, let's talk about that.
He doesn't force himself on her. She's the one who goes, actually, you know what? I'm okay with this. If you would like to take this to the next step, then he does it.
No,
only
I
after
understand
she's okay
that.
with it.
But do you guys remember, like, he asked her, I don't know, like, he does nothing when he walks in on her getting sexually harassed.
But he doesn't know what's happening. And here's the thing. I understand that, like, yes, of course she does look uncomfortable for sure. But again, when you just see that little snippet of interaction, you're not really sure exactly what's going on. And like,
he couldn't say like, hey, were you okay back there? Was that meant to happen?
She apologizes to him.
Yeah, because again,
I don't know.
No, it's not her fault, but at the same time, like, we also don't know the situation. And I'm not saying that like that was okay at all. But I'm just saying that, like, you know, she also was just like, well, I don't know, maybe for a minute I was like, you know, she was confused. And these little moments do happen. And I'm not saying anything about them being right at all. But all I'm saying is that he actually did, like, I think that he was pretty sure about it, but he still was just like, okay, listen, you suck, and now we're going to like come after you. Basically,
now I'm gonna burn my entire contract with the United States to the ground because I think you sexually harassed my assistant.
Actually, that was a pretty strong move.
It's still like really bad. And it's supposed to be this grand romantic gesture when it's like, this could ruin the world.
No, but I mean, like, he also is just like he is a shitty person and politician in general. So I think that there was more after that, but he wasn't able to take the stand that he needed to until after that.
He's probably not great for the country.
Probably not.
I mean, like, yeah, It's an American president. What
But did we really
No, we're
come to
talking
this
about the-
Christmas rom-com
I was
for
talking
like
about
an
both of them.
accurate depiction of a good politician?
No. I was talking about both of them. Like as a PM, he's probably not great. Like I wonder just like how many people hate him.
Yeah, he has opposition, definitely.
Yeah.
But okay, can we just talk about the fact that everyone was fat shaming her the entire time and it was played off like a joke almost?
Well, it
And
is.
the thing
that
is,
was bad.
We don't like that. We don't like that part of it.
We don't like
that
that part.
actress is not fat. That's
Yeah,
the
we
thing.
don't
Not
have
even
No,
a
she's
little.
not.
That's the thing. I don't like that part, and I don't. Besides, like what I was doing with like the whole devil's advocate thing, I don't like the whole sexual harassment like scene at all. Obviously,
Well, they were just
Same.
playing it. I think that's what it is. It's a play on Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, obviously. Like that's just what
no,
I got.
I don't think.
I
I
didn't
don't.
see it that
I
way.
don't think so. It was completely independent of any. Yeah, I think it was completely independent of a particular president, but it was definitely not good. Anyway, yes, I understand. I understand those points, and I definitely don't like those points. That's not what it was about.
It's the tropey love story of the
Of a
like-
guy in an unlimited amount of power.
No.
with a woman who is like,
It's the tropey love story of
no.
like the Cinderella-esque story.
Yes.
But cannot stress this enough. The guy doesn't make a move until she says she's okay with it,
Correct.
but
which
how
is
can she?
important.
Well, okay, I understand
Like
that.
she left
but
the
the
office.
thing-
If she never wanted to see him again, she didn't have to get in touch, and he wouldn't have pursued her. But her sending him a letter going like, "I'm yours" or whatever, like he's like, "Yep, okay, call the car." Because if she's down, then I'm down.
I understand, but I think it's also supposed to be like, oh, this attractive guy is going after this really unattractive woman, and she's not.
I don't think we were
that's
supposed to
not-
read
they
it that
don't say-
way.
They make the fat jokes. I understand that, but like I understand that's not good. But like they never once said she was ugly, and she's not supposed to be unattractive. And that was the thing, is that he also like was basically like, I don't think that you're correct in the assumption that she's not.
No, like because
she's
they make a huge point out of it too when he asks them to like assign her elsewhere because 1 second of jealousy nearly made him cause an international incident.
Correct.
They then make the point of her replacement being a much older, not conventionally attractive woman. So they're like drawing that difference that like, okay, she was young and pretty, so we're gonna get somebody who is not that in the view of a younger man. Like so there never is that idea that she's not attractive.
Mhm.
It's just the fat jokes, which are terrible and weren't cool then and are not cool now, and definitely didn't age well. But I don't think Vanessa or I are saying that they did.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. I don't think she was this like wrong side of the tracks girl for him, like in every way that they try to make it seem.
But there was no there really wasn't a wrong side of the tracks girl. It wasn't about that. Like
She lives on the same street as his sister, like, or in the same neighborhood, like.
No, I know, but I feel like that's what they because he always calls her like doesn't he call her like a skivvy?
No.
Potty mouth? Like doesn't
Well, she has a potty mouth, but
Oh yeah, but she does have one.
but all she says is like that she lives in the sketchier part of town.
Yeah, she says the
that.
dodgy end.
The dodgy
she
end,
says
yeah.
the dodgy end.
And she's
and
not
then- and
even
that's
in the dodgy end though. That's
Well,
the
maybe
thing.
it's the dodgy end for that neighborhood.
Yeah, which means that like kids go around and steal an ornament or something.
Like,
Like that's
My
that
neighborhood's
could be
nice, but
dodgy.
even my neighborhood has a dodgy end. Like every neighborhood has one.
And it's but again, no one's ever saying anything about her status like being so beneath him that they wouldn't work well together.
I think the only time they ever make a comment about this being like not like that they wouldn't work is like his sister says that, oh, you're much younger than he is. But like
Right.
they're both consenting adults, so
She only has a few lines in the entire movie.
Who?
Natalie. Yeah.
yeah, because it's
All
Hugh,
women
it's Hugh
barely
Grant's
talk.
story. That's why.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, it's mostly white men stories. Let's go to the next white man. Jamie and his cleaner. Housekeeper.
Oh God, I hate this one. I hate this
I
more
love
than Natalie
it
and the
so much. You
PM.
guys suck.
They do
Why
suck.
would
I
you
love this one.
I love
This
this
is
one.
Okay, so Colin Firth plays Jamie, a writer, and his girlfriend's sick and he actually walks in on her having sex with his brother.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so he decides to go, and he gets a housekeeper who speaks not one word of English, and
He
doesn't
didn't hire her. The
He didn't
estate
hire her.
manager
Yeah,
did.
he didn't hire her. And again, there were no moves taken that were not completely consensual between the both
But how
of them.
do you know?
And
Here's my thing, though.
yeah,
I feel that the writers force this relationship onto these characters.
no, it's one of those things where what it's trying to say is that love can transcend.
Language.
having
like-
a conversation.
No,
This is
you're
the one
you're
they
like,
work for.
Whole conversation,
Of
Vanessa.
all the
no,
relationships, these two work for it the most because they both independently, on the off chance they see each other again, go learn an entire different language. Like,
They
just
didn't
in
learn
case.
everything. It had only been like a week.
It's
And he
like a
asked her
couple.
No,
to marry him.
no, it was not
and
a
they
week.
do not understand each other.
It
They're
was not
in
a
the
week.
same house for a couple weeks and they take a couple weeks. So it's like a month. But like, we're not holding rom-coms to like the reasonable 8 months of dating on and off before we think about getting engaged standard. Because then
Yeah,
we would
and-
never have a rom-com to watch.
And also, it's one of those things where it's just like, what? Yeah, transcends, like you said, having a conversation. No, what it's trying to say is like, it transcends maybe culture. It transcends race. It transcends all these like things that, you know, I don't know. I just think that it's so sweet because they do have this instant connection that builds over time. And even though they're not speaking the same language, they still communicate.
And they're
They
still having the
communicate
same
in their own
conversation.
way. Yeah. They communicate in their own way, and they have this very intrinsic bond that they both feel. And that like enough so that they learn the other language for them because they want to explore
Okay, but that's
each other
towards
more.
the end. Here's the thing, though. Like, they never understood one another beforehand, and only because she causes his like papers to blow away. And I feel,
Stripped.
Yeah, so what?
and
She
then
did that. It's not like she did that to turn him on, or that she did that.
No.
She did that
I know,
feeling
but I
like she
feel
was
like the
under
writers
duress.
wanted her
That's
to
a
undress.
writer-director choice.
that's
It
a
is a writer.
film. Yeah,
I was
exactly.
trying
That's
to
a
get
choice.
that out. That it was a writer's choice to do this or a director's choice, and it wasn't a good choice because there's no way you can save paper in the water. How does he fall in love with someone like they've never heard one another up to that point? I get if you like, oh, I want to learn this language for someone
Or I
else,
want to
but
fuck her, but not like I'm gonna marry her. It's wish fulfillment. for
It was
lazy women.
everything, but like that was the thing is like he had never felt anything like that before, even with the woman that he had spent years with, and apparently just didn't like, no matter, even though they were speaking the same language, he had never felt that way for her, and apparently even that communication didn't work because she screwed his brother.
And like,
So
between the time they meet and the time she jumps in the water, it has been like a week or two. I think it's been a week. But like, they have
it's
spent
been a
time
while. Like
in the
I don't.
same proximity. He drives her home from work. Like, so they do spend time together. They just don't speak the same language.
no, I understand.
Yeah, and but that's the thing is like they find
right.
certain things like that charming, like that he starts like talking to her and he's just like, why am I even doing this, and then just like starts like humming, and she's like cracking up because he's being a doof, and it's cute. And that's the thing is that like they are communicating, it's just not in the same language, and they care about each other enough to
Yeah, but you don't
learn each other's
propose to
languages.
someone that you've never spoken to.
Okay, but
Vanessa,
like
Vanessa,
that's a
you-
rom-com thing.
This is a rom-com
That's not
thing,
a
and
Love
also,
Actually specific problem.
and also it makes more sense
Name a
than
movie
like
where they never speak before
80%.
and they propose.
but they
It
do
makes
speak to
more
each
sense
other.
than like it makes more sense than like
Barely.
80% of the freaking Disney movies that happen.
And we're saying that's good?
No, I'm
This
not
is
saying
an
that
adult
that's
movie.
We're
good.
not
But
saying
what I'm
that's
saying,
good. We're just
agree.
saying that's a part of the genre.
yes,
Yeah, but they don't do that anymore. They
no,
don't
but this
do
was
that
also
anymore.
2003.
Yeah, but they stopped doing that in the 90s.
But
They
there's
stopped
In the
I
80s
get you're
even.
on like the well, it works for a rom-com, but the thing is technically is a lot of vignettes. It didn't need to end up with them getting married.
No.
No, it didn't need to, but you know
you.
what? I'm glad it did, because you know what? This world is hard enough.
You tell him,
So
Vanessa.
you know what? If I
don't
want
know,
to
it's like a white man going to save this girl.
That's
and, like,
not what this is about. Oh my
That is
god.
not what this is.
That is not what this
Not
is
even
about.
a little bit. This guy doesn't have a job. At least she has one. Like,
Well, then
let's
he
be real.
fires
Oh no, he
her
hires
basically,
her from the
right?
job.
Like,
He leaves. Okay. Okay, let's talk about. Okay, it's getting worse, guys. Okay, Karen and Harry and Mia.
oh,
I'm not
the
allowed to
douchey-
swear, am I?
So the writer of this, Emma Frood, said,
Wait, this is the douchey guy, right? Who's like, oh, I just want to get laid.
No, this is
No,
the guy.
no.
This is the guy who cheats on
Alan
his
Rickman.
wife.
Oh,
This is Alan
that one.
Rickman.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So the writer says Alan Rickman's character Harry actually really does cheat because it's alluded to
Mhm.
that he's having an affair with the secretary or maybe just a flirtation, but no, he actually cheats on her, and the writer says they stay together, but the home isn't as happy as it once was.
Harry's the worst. Mia's the worst. They deserve each other. Like, I
No,
can't
yeah,
even
they-
defend this plot.
No. This
Okay,
this
thank
plot
you.
this plot is awful. But
No.
again, it's not that I like enjoy it, but it is just another view into another life, into another kind of like, you know, story that explores just like what happens in different lives and loves and all that
When
kind of stuff.
when love is like
So-
no longer there. Like, it,
Yeah, and,
because if
like-
they were all saccharine and really, really happy, like, I don't think we'd still be talking about it because there wouldn't be those like different shades of different kinds
Yeah.
of love. But it's a well put together vignette. But I'm not going to pretend like
no, it's
like this
it's
is
a-
love. Like,
No, they're
Harry
horrible. They're
deserves
horrible.
the secretary.
And like, and she, you know, she does stay with him, but for the sake of her family, because she loves her children, and that's another
See,
another kind of
that's
thing.
the one. I think that's the one thing. I'm like, I get some people stay with people for the kids, but I don't know if that's a great like sentiment to have because
No,
you
it's not.
shouldn't.
It's not like it's a good form to follow or anything like that necessarily. But it's just that this was a choice, and you just saw how this particular story played out, and the choices people make, and the sacrifices that they make. And is it good? Is it bad? Who's to know exactly what it is? It's just
It's
that
bad.
I don't think you're supposed to be happy
no,
for her
it's bad
choice.
that he cheat. It's bad that he cheats. But again, this is an incomplete. They're all at the end. It's not like you're done with the story. Like they wrapped it up in a certain way, but that doesn't mean that they're done. But that's just what she decided at this particular point in life after knowing, you know, that she cheated or whatever. I'm not saying that it's a great choice. I'm just saying it's a story. We don't always get a perfect story, and we don't always get, you know, an actual like a decision that is correct.
Yeah,
And
but
we
this
only
is-
see it up to a month in the future, so she might leave him later.
Yeah, she
We
might
don't
leave
know.
him.
No, the writer says they stay together, but it's in a happy marriage.
Okay, cool. But the writer is done with their thing after the end of the movie.
Okay, let's talk about like also Mia, the secretary. They totally like do this cliche. She's seductively evil. She wears devil horns to a Christmas party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's
so
like-
like
Not subtle.
over the top.
It's not subtle. Not at all.
it's not done well. It's not. It's just again a guy wanting to get his dick wet.
Like, but here's the thing: it could have been. I think if the secretary and him, like, you saw more of love there instead of lust, you could kind of like.
But this isn't a love story. That's the thing.
But
is
it's
that
Love
you-
Actually.
No,
Yeah,
I know,
right,
but the thing is that the point of this vignette is that he threw away like a loving relationship with his wife, granted a bit stale because they've been maybe stale because they've been together for as long as they have, but he threw away like this loving relationship with his wife because, as you say, Candace, he wanted to get his dick wet. He just like he threw it away over lust. So like
But why?
they
But
aren't.
why do we have to make this female secretary's character so outlandish and such a stereotype? Like hitting every
To make him seem
stereotype.
blameless, almost.
To
Like,
make him seem
she was
what?
spreading his legs for him.
What do you mean to make him seem blameless? Nuh-uh.
Not
Everybody
blameless.
knows that he's to blame.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
I don't think-
that's
No,
ridiculous.
no, I
I
blame him
wasn't saying-
100%.
I wasn't saying the character to blame. I was saying like it's a poor choice in having this complete stereotype because it just takes you out of everything. Like
No, I
I don't know.
don't. It
was
doesn't
a
for me.
cliche, and they made this character such a cliche only as a tool. You know what I mean?
Sure, but
I feel like most women in this movie are just tools.
Yeah,
No, they're
for the
not.
men.
They are not.
These only
They have agency. For whether it's
Do
over
they
the top or not, they have agency.
I would
What
even say that one of the most developed, or maybe the most developed character of this entire movie is Emma Thompson's character.
Yeah.
I understand, but I wasn't talking about Emma Thompson, was I?
I know you weren't talking about Emma Thompson, but I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Candace just said that they're all used. They're all used
Well,
as
most
like
of them are. Urella was used, the cleaner.
No, she's not.
Natalie
Emma
was
Thompson's
used.
character is like does not get a happy ending.
No, I know, but you said that there weren't. I can't remember what you said now, but you said something about them not being developed, or that they're all like, you know, just basically
Tools.
Tools. Yes, and they're
I might
not
have
all
said that.
tools. They actually
Okay,
are
what about
people.
the 4 like sexy American chicks that Colin picks
No,
up?
no. Obviously, that was just pure like ridiculous. They were making fun of it. They were making fun of it.
Because he just like traded one of his girls to his friends and like, here you go.
Yeah, they were making fun of it. That was the whole point. It was supposed to be a comedic relief thing. They were making fun of. I guess they were making fun of American chicks. I don't know what the Brits feel about us over here, but yeah, no, they were just making fun of this whole plot, because like obviously this would not happen. He would not land in Wisconsin and go to a bar and find 4 hot chicks. This would not happen, and that's the point.
Because his friend told him 100 times that that's not going to happen.
Chicks in Wisconsin.
No, it's comedic relief, and it's supposed to be like just like a
so we're supposed to just laugh at ha ha ha. Oh look, he's getting laid. Ha ha ha.
No, it's just making fun of that situation, because it's like, of course he's not going to go do this, and it's like, oh.
It's funny because he had been told for weeks on end by his friend, who I would argue the friendship between the two of them is the real love story in this vignette, but his friend told him 100 times that like, you're going to go to Wisconsin, you're going to be extremely disappointed, and nothing that you think is going to happen is actually going to happen. So just know that you are wasting your time and your money. And then he goes there and like, it does happen.
Why is it in the movie though? It's not about love, it's about lust.
But lust is not a bad thing.
No, I know, but you just said the whole thing was a mockery of it. So is this movie? Yeah, this movie must be a whole mockery then.
Yeah, because this whole movie isn't one tone. Sorry to tell you.
But also, his time with the girls in the States is the end of his vignette. Other than the epilogue at the end, I'm like not talking about any of that. But other than the epilogue, that's the end of his vignette. The bulk of his story is him feeling like stuck in London because he can't find a girl that's into him, and his friend telling him like, well, no girl's going to be into you. I love you, but no girl's going to be into you. And then he goes to the States and there are 4 girls who are extremely into him. That's the end of the story. So it's not that we're supposed to take anything from this. It's that his story, despite being told that you're going to fail at this, it's not going to work for you, does work for him.
Yeah, guys, again, this wasn't like some sort of like deep, documentary exploration into
the nature of love
the
and
human
lust.
psyche and love, and it's a rom-com. It's supposed to be a lighthearted kind of like feel good movie. At the same time, it also has some human element with like, with Alan Rickman's story and all that kind of stuff, where it's disappointing and it's sad. But that was a thing. It's not one note. They were trying to make a movie that had some depth, but also lightheartedness in it. And it was an exploration of story. It was an exploration of stories.
I understand it's an exploration of stories, but I just don't think people go gaga over this movie, and they just think that these are the best little love stories. And like, I'm sorry, okay. I wouldn't love a love story like the PM and Natalie. Like, it's not great.
Can't wait. Wait. Let's talk about the one that is shown the most.
Oh, God.
And memed the most. Juliet, Peter, and Mark.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Keira Knightley and Andrew Lincoln. So Juliet and Peter just got married. And we see the wedding. It's super cute. There's trumpets and everything like that. But Peter's best friend, Mark, has been an a-hole to Keira Knightley's character the entire time. And she's like, why do you hate me? And It's really because he loves her.
Okay, before we speak on this, I would love to hear the argument for this love story as positive.
No, hold on. Again, not
It's
all these love stories are positive. All of these stories are explorations of different lives and different situations, and that's this one in
But
particular.
people find this heartwarming. Like there have been like
No, they find
I
it
don't-
heartbreaking because everybody has experienced unrequited love or a situation in which they just cannot have the person that they want, and people and like he's like kind of an asshole to her, but it's because he's like literally protecting himself. And I'm not saying this is a correct thing either, but what I'm saying is that obviously all these people need therapy. However, this is how he has been able to protect himself, because he doesn't want to ruin it. Like, he doesn't want to actually be nice to her, because if he's nice to her, then maybe he ends up doing something that he regrets and that hurts his friend.
okay.
And so
oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Now, I was gonna say, my take on this is, I don't think that what he does is correct. I don't think you should pursue your married, the person you're in love with who is married. I do think, like, because I said this is different kinds of love, this is unrequited love, and he's not going about it in an appropriate way. I don't think anybody thinks like the idea of the cue cards in the music is cute in isolation. And when I saw the trailer before I ever saw the movie, I'm like, aw, I don't know what's going on here, but that's cute. And then I saw the movie, I'm like, hang on, no. But I think that, like, it's an exploration of it. I don't think it's a good thing.
And it's, yeah, exactly. I don't think it's a good thing, but I think it's an understandable thing.
It's not understandable.
It's a relatable feeling.
No, hold on. It's an understandable thing because he actually, this is what he needs to move forward. Again, I'm not saying it's correct, but this is what he needed to move forward. And you know what? Maybe after that, because he's just, he's like, okay, enough. I did it. This was the thing that was hanging over me. I have, I've told her this is, how I actually feel. And that's why I've been so weird. And maybe from this, who knows, the three of them could have moved forward, and he reached his point where he was like, all right, I did it. It's done. And now we can move forward. We don't know. And it wasn't necessarily the right thing to do, but like, it's understandable why he did it.
Also, if you watch,
it's a very human thing to do.
If you watch the charity, like, Red Nose Day sequel that they did, it is implied that Juliet told Peter everything, and they're like, okay, that was weird, but let's move on, and they're all still friends. I'm going to take that as canon, and it's fine.
I haven't seen that one before, but going off of Mark. One, I don't think he needed to be rude to her because he was quote unquote in love with her.
No, I'm not saying that either.
I know. Can I just get my point across?
Yes. Oh my god.
Gurgur bark bark. Again, he is a stalker for one. The whole showing her don't watch it here, the wedding video, because it's all of her face. That's creepy. And then him coming back, and he's just like, I'm gonna play this out for you. My best friend sitting inside there. She should not have entertained it. I would have been like, what are you, like, go, you're psychotic. I'm calling the police. Like,
you got married last week, Keira Knightley's character.
Yeah, and she was just standing out there just kind of smiling, like, like, no, you shut the door in his face. He is psychotic. And while you two might not think like this is a love story, whatever, I have seen people, they're like, oh, that was so romantic. How is that romantic? Like what? Like, people are nuts. People are nuts.
Also, okay, I have a question. Okay, so he's doing the wedding videography for this couple. What did he think was going to happen? He would eventually have to show that footage.
He's not the wedding videographer.
He's not that was the whole reason she came over. Is because
I know that our video got like messed up or something, right?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I was giving some stuff.
No, he was a stalker. He creepily filmed that for himself.
Yeah, and he just has that on a shelf in his apartment.
I need to make it clear that neither Vanessa nor I are excusing this behavior.
I'm not. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Please know that that's not what we're. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
but why was this even in here? And they're trying to make it seem like this is okay.
because it's
It's
But that's
unrequited
not
love.
unrequited
It's
love. This is
unrequited
the
love.
stalker. This is
Well-
a story of a stalker. It's not unrequited love. Unrequited love, I would think, is more so that Sarah and Carl. That's more unrequited.
No, it's not.
It's extremely requited.
It's extremely requited. It's just that she can't. She chooses. That's another thing that we'll get to. But I mean, like, she chooses her brother over.
Okay, no, wait,
over-
let's go back to Mark just 1 second.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, if he was mean to her all this time, how did he actually get to know her to fall in love with her?
I think he knew her, fell in love with her, and then just got really like frosty real quick. Like just sort of knew her through Peter. Like Peter's
Okay.
like, this is my
Yeah,
girlfriend.
or they all met at the same, or like, you know, like they both met her at the same time or whatever. But then, you know, she fell in love with Peter and Peter fell in love with her, and like maybe he's just been carrying a torch for her the entire time.
Okay, but she kisses this guy afterwards.
Yeah,
and her
that
husband's
part
up there.
I honestly think is the worst part.
I
of
don't
it.
like.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I
They
just
make Keira
dislike that
Knightley
part.
just flaccid and flat and like she.
Because that's not
it's
her.
treated
It's not
like
her
a love
vignette. It's
story.
Mark's. Because it's not her
Okay,
vignette.
so it's his vignette, so it's okay that she kisses
No,
him?
I don't think that's okay.
No.
No, I don't think that's okay. I'm just saying that that's why she doesn't have much characterization beyond the wedding and this scene, because this entire story is told through Mark's perspective, and we're not saying that it's good or that what he's doing is healthy. We're just saying that that's the lens through which we are seeing this
It's kind
story.
of interesting how all the men get kind of happier endings, and then the two women's stories are just like down in the pits. Like
The men
because
did not
it's
get
more,
happy
The older
no,
women,
wait,
the
the
older
men did not
women.
get happier endings.
oh no.
First of all, okay, so Mark did not get happy ending. He's never gonna get her ever.
He's still got a kiss though.
He got a kiss, cool. That's not life. Like, that's not his life. Like, his life is not going to be that one kid. Like, that's the thing, is that he didn't get a happy ending. His happy ending would have been to get her, and he didn't. So that's not a happy ending. The I'm trying to go through everything that we ever.
Well, the first two that we talked about, so the Prime Minister and Natalie, and then I can't remember the characters' names right now, Colin Firth and Aurelia. Like
that was a happy ending for both the man and the woman.
Yeah, like that was mutual interest for both. And while the lens may have been through the like man's point of view, because they're realistically, let's be real, it's just because they're the better known actor. Because even though they were the lens through which the story was being told, in those two stories, the women had a bigger character and more agency than, say, Keira Knightley in Mark's plot. So, yes, that was my point.
I agree.
They gave up on us, Vanessa.
Like, apparently. Wait, did they really? Where are you guys?
No, we are here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. Everyone, it's like, it's so romantic and it's such a happy movie. And I'm like, the Emma Thompson, Joni Mitchell CD scene breaks me.
It's not a.
It's
but
not a
that's the thing.
happy
It's not a
movie.
happy movie. It's
But this
it's
is
an exploration of stories.
It's not Christmassy at all.
It's extremely Christmassy. It's just not a happy sunshine and rainbows Christmas movie. It's a sentimental slice of life movie about these different kinds of love, happy and sad, set at Christmas time.
Okay, I still think it's super sexist and I don't like it.
All right. Well, we still have like 3 stories.
I don't want to do anymore. They're all stupid.
Okay, but what? No,
Judy-
but
Okay,
They're-
if we're gonna skip the rest, can we talk about Liam Neeson though?
Okay,
oh,
that
Liam
was-
Neeson, so sweet.
That's the only one that's actually okay.
That is-
Except
he's
the boy is a bit of a
cutest one.
stalker.
What?
Boy's a bit of a stalker. He could have just like had a conversation with her instead of just learn the drums.
Do you
Oh my
not,
God,
do you
he's
not
like 8
remember
years
what it's like
old.
to be 12? Like, come on now.
Come on, you did not.
I had a crush on a boy when I was that age, and rather than just tell him I had a crush on him, I picked up volunteer shifts at the school snack stand that he managed just so I could be a little bit closer. Like, that was an
That
irrational
was a good
thing to do.
idea. That was a good idea. Arzu. That's like actually, you know,
That's why
spending
he
time
learned the
with her.
drums, so he could play in the concert, so he could be
Yeah,
in
so-
rehearsal. Like,
Right,
he's
he wanted.
doing
he wanted
things to
to-
be closer. Because
Yeah, he
Oh,
wanted-
wait. Can we
You wanna
talk
get to know
about
him.
how Emma Thompson's character, Karen, tells Liam Nielsen to stop crying over his dead wife because no one will shag you if he's crying all the time.
Come on,
okay,
she's trying
come
to
on.
cheer up
That
her
is a
best
no. That
friend. Like,
yeah, that's something
she's
that's something
making a
that
joke.
yes, exactly.
Bree, are you still here? I guess we can end it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we can't let one of us be outnumbered. Now I'm just
No.
like, I'm really happy,
That's how-
Arzu, that you came on because when they said that they were against, I'm like, okay, I can hold my own, but it's not going to be fun.
It's not a perfect movie, but I'm here to defend it with you.
Anyway, I think that we can, we could talk about the rest of them, but obviously I will just say this one thing though about the one with the sister and the brother and everything like that. Like that one really broke my heart.
Mhm.
And I think that she definitely has some issues to work out, but in the end, like, I mean, she was just trying to stick up for family, and that's all she knew how to do. And she loves her brother, and that was a really sweet thing, because like in the end she has him, and she's trying to be the best sister that she can be. So that was very nice.
Also, Vanessa, you said it pretty well. They all need to be in therapy.
Yes.
They all need to be in therapy.
100%.
Absolutely. I'm not saying any of these people are well adjusted, but
Except maybe the little kid. He's going to be fine.
yeah,
and
he's gonna
the
be fine.
the porn stand-ins.
Oh, we haven't even thought about that.
They're the only ones that seem to be like kind of well adjusted.
That's so cute. Yeah.
Well,
God,
because
Martin Freeman.
they have 5 or 6 weeks to just have a lot of in-depth conversations about life.
Also,
So,
like, I don't know what porn movie they're working on.
thing is, I don't even think it's supposed to be porn. I just think they're the nudity stand-ins. But
They're the nudity.
I've
They're the
worked
nudity
on film
stand-ins.
sets. You don't make the nudity stand-ins take their clothes off.
Yes.
So,
I right. That was all very awkward, but also very cute. And then we also forgot about the rock star and his manager, which
they're fine.
anyway, but okay. So all this to say, I don't even think this discussion necessarily needs to take place, because the movie that was made was not made as some sort of social, like, standpoint on any particular thing. What it was an exploration of stories of these people's lives, and looking at different kinds of love and, yes, lust stories, and just the intersection of all of these things. So I think at the end of the day, it's just a cute movie that, like, if you enjoy watching it, you just go ahead and you watch it. And
If you don't,
live
you should
your
watch
life.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
yes.
Or
But
both.
that will be me, because I think this is a trash movie. Still, I don't care.
Well, there we go.
Okay. How do you feel about Love Actually? Tell us on our social medias. We're geeky_waffle on Twitter, and the Geeky Waffle on Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff. Arzu, Vanessa, thanks for battling Bree and I.
Rattled
You were
Bree
worthy
so hard,
opponents.
their mic disconnected.
I know.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm signing off for Bree too. They said they completely agree with me in every regard. That's what I'm taking that
Yeah,
as.
well,
I
yeah,
believe
you can
it, though.
assume. You can assume that,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, and we hope you all have a wonderful holiday and you stay geeky.